Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how easy and helpful a Symbaloo can be for you and your organization, for your classroom and for your personal links. So I'm going to start a new account right up here, symbaloo.com, and I'm going to click Create Free Account. And I'm going to sign up with just one of my Gmails here. Whoops. And I'll use a password. And I'm going to agree to their terms and create my account. And it will take me to kind of the standard basic front page. And what I like to do is use these as jumping off points, but start my own new home page so I can kind of start free and clear. And what this page is, what Symbaloo really is just a collection of bookmarks to set as your home page, the things that you use the most at your fingertips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the plus sign, and that creates a new page, and they're called web mixes. So I'm going to create a new web mix, and I'm just going to call it Allison Home, and I'm going to add it, and it's going to give me a random background. Okay, I don't want to look at the underside of an overpass, so I can go up to options, and I can, if I move this over, I can change the wallpaper. And I can go through any of these kind of random ones they give, or I can upload an image. You can put whatever you want on the background. I'm just going to go with a plain color just so you can make it easier for you guys to see. And then I'm going to go back to these other mixes that they gave, because these are really great jumping off points. So I can go through here and say, okay, which of these do I use for work, for school, for whatever? Okay, well I know I use Drive, so I can take this off the ones they created and I can drag it over to the one I've created, and now it's on my web mix. And yep, I definitely use Spotify. Okay, I'm going to drop that. I use Dropbox, cool. I don't use any of those. Not really any of those. None of those are for school. Nope, none of these are for school. Okay, so I'm never going to use any of these again. So I can click the little eyeball, and that's going to hide this page. It's going to make it disappear. Now, it's not gone forever. I can make it come back. If I click this little drop down over here, if all of a sudden I decide, oh my gosh, I really want to add, I really want to add one of those travel sites back, I can go back and home is still there on the side. So don't panic if you delete one and you want it to come back. And then I can go here to this one they call home and add any of these that I want to use. Well, I definitely use YouTube, so I can add YouTube. I use Gmail, okay. I definitely order things from Amazon, let's add that. Okay, WhatsApp, yeah, sometimes I use that with people overseas, sure. Now if I see one that has these 9 little squares here, this one is going to pop out a bunch of boxes. Okay, I've already added Drive and Dropbox. I don't really use OneDrive that much, so that's okay. And I can keep going through these like this. Okay, home is good, I've done all of those, and I can look at resources. Now this resources page is kind of strange in that they set it up by theme. So if I decide, okay, I found one, okay, I definitely want to look at music because I use a lot of music in my classroom. If I click on music in this page, it's going to add a web mix on music to my page. If I look at this and go, this is not something I'm ever going to use, this is not what I thought it was, and I don't want it, again, I can just click that I, and it's gone off to the side. Okay, so I'm done with resources. I've gone through all these tabs. I've decided they're not for me. That can go away, and all I have left is my home page. Okay. Another thing you can do if you're kind of not sure where to go from here, you can go to, whoops, that's not what I wanted, the little search up here, and if you search for my name, Allison Dykeman, there's how to spell it, there I am. I have two web mixes, and the top one right here, HMS HHS resources, right there. If you add that, right here, click add this web mix. It's going to add that to across your, whoopsies. It's going to add that to your web mix across the top. And you'll be able to look and go, oh yes, I definitely use Kahoot. Now for some reason from mine, it won't let you drop and drag. I'm not sure why Symbaloo is being fussy like that, but it'll remind you, oh, I definitely can add Kahoot. Oh, I definitely use Moodle, Edpuzzle, etc., etc. Or you might find some tools that you've never used before and some things you might want to explore. Okay, so now I can go back to my page and I want to add some things that you didn't find anywhere else, some things that you use but maybe you don't see here. Okay, so let's say that you use let's say that you use Screencastify. So I can start typing in here, Screencastify. Look, there's already a tab for it. I can drag this over here, and now it's on my web mix. I can also, if I search a tile and it doesn't exist, I can go up here to create a tile. I can start typing it in. Okay, Kahoot.it for the kids link. And look, it found something for me. So I can add that in. And I can put in, yes, I want the text to show up across the bottom, so I remember what that little tiny K with the exclamation point is. Or I can choose an icon from things they have. If I want Kahoot to be a lollipop, I can make Kahoot a lollipop. I can do any number of things. I can make it a teal background with a lollipop and change the text to white. And then I can down here save. And look, Kahoot is a teal lollipop. Okay. Another thing. Okay, so let's say that I have a whole lot of Google stuff. Let's say that I want to add Google Drive. Oh, I already did that, sorry. I want to add Google Slides. Beautiful. And I want to add Gmail. And I want to add Google Docs. These are the things that I use most often. And I want to know always that I'm looking for my Google stuff always in the same area. Okay? So I want to keep all my Google stuff to one spot. So I'm going to drag all of my Google stuff. Oops, I already had Gmail on here. Whoops, here's another thing. I can just drag it up here and make that Gmail go away because I already had one. Gmail there. There goes Drive. And then here are my docs. So I want these to be kind of set off to the side. So I can click on options and my little menu is going to pop up to the side here. And I'm going to click add a new marker. And when I add a new marker, it changes my cursor to this plus sign over here. And I can drag and create a square around the tiles that I want to mark off. And it's going to give them a background. And I click over here on new marked area. And then I type in what I want these to be called. Okay, Google Tools. And then I can change the background color. White's not really helping make those stand out, so I can make it red. I save it. And then every time I hover over those, it tells me, oh, these are Google Tools. Beautiful. So then, let's say I want to add Google Earth to that. I decide now I'm going to start using Google Earth in my classroom. Awesome. I drag that tile over here. Well, now the red marker is not the right size. So I go back to options. I click on that marker and I click over here on resize. And then I drag it over. It'll let me. There it goes. And now Google Earth is inside my red marker. I also on this edit can resize my web mix. If I have too many tiles, I've done this several times, I can make my tile, the web mix, bigger or smaller. I can change the wallpaper, of course. I can change the name if I decide I want to call it something else. I can make the web mix transparent or not if my background gets a little bit too distracting. That's another thing I can do there. You can also, in this search bar up here, you can search by the name of web mixes, or you can search for tiles. I like searching by web mix by topic. So if I want to search for French food, I can search for French food. If I just want to search for French, I can look, oh wow, okay, French cuisine, social studies, there might be some French stuff under there. Okay, this is one that a French 1 teacher created. This might have some good stuff. This has stuff from their textbook. It has links to videos. But this person put names on all of these, so this might be some really helpful stuff for someone teaching French 1. I can add it, and wow, look at all these links they have. I can go through this, see if they're anything worthwhile, save them, and then I can hide it. Don't have to look at it again. Okay, this is the basic of Symbaloo. It takes a little getting used to. It takes a little time to set it up. I'm constantly tweaking mine and getting things the way I want them to look to make them pretty, let's be honest. But that's the basics of Symbaloo. Once I had it, I was obsessed with it. I hope it'll be helpful to you. Use the one that I created as a jumping off one. I tried to put some really helpful things on there for you. Let me know if you have any questions.